observation thingy, what are we doing with this thing? We're not using this. The clients itself will have it inside it, right? So we don't need a separate screen for that, because we can't directly go to the logs observation, right? First, you have to go to the patient's name, and then only we can figure out, correct?
Let me think. Unless you think it's wise to have a separate daily observation, and you can enter daily observation, and there's a search index.
If you want to enter also, right, you will have to go to the person's name. So everything is to the client records. Like the client record, you can have an option of viewing it, and there will be an adding option there itself.
Okay.
Why should we create a separate button for that? Like there will be an add option. Like for example, I go to a person's name under the records, and when I click on it, I will see that person's records, and then I will have an option of clicking on it as well. So as soon as I click on it, it should be able to show me the option of adding something if you want to add, or edit basically, because these are going to be fixed: behavioral observations, medication administered, and dosage timing. This is fixed titles, but inside that, if you're making some changes, you can mention.
Okay, I just thought, I was just under the impression that it would get kind of confusing if you did that all in one screen. But do you think it would be not confusing to have observation as well as index client information in one screen? I think it might be good. Do you think we would have to have two buttons? I think it could work. You just click on the different letters, the people's names.
We can add a few details and see how it works.
Okay.
If you're liking it, we can go with that. And we will have to add a few data, some dummy data for now, to figure out if it's working or not. Okay, some names, random names, and check how it's looking, and then we can add a place for editing as well. Because think about it, if you go to daily observations, isn't it the same thing as going to the records? In the daily observation, what do you do then after going to the daily observation?
I asked, it's mostly breakfast, and whether they spent the whole day, the client spent the whole day in the house or out of the house, and if they left the house, what time did they leave? Is it a consistent schedule? Do they have a job and they always leave at a similar time, or no? And then the other question is, do they take medicine? How much? Or do they not take medicine? And the last question is, the last question was, I think that was it.
Yeah.
It was called behavioral. Okay, well, the last question, behavioral, would be, was something unusual for that specific day? For example, are they a person who's always awake and you saw them fall asleep? Did something horrible happen? Did a fight happen? Asperger's sometimes is like that. Did they refuse, for example, with children, did they refuse to take their medicine? Did you have to, did something like that happen? Was there a conflict?
Yeah.
Sometimes people have to work with children or even difficult adults, and they have to write something. You could, in the case of people who have no behavioral incidents that are abnormal, just say no abnormal incident. And some people get that for years. Clients get that. No abnormal, no abnormal.
Yeah.
But you would still make sure what time, the other two questions. What time do they have breakfast? Do they have medicine? If so, how much medicine do they have to take? And then the next question is, does this person ever leave the house?
Yeah.
When do they leave the house? And that's it.
Okay, so now my question is, should we then go with the so let's see, add button has to be added somewhere, right? Let me put the client page as the first page if you're making changes to this. Yeah, so here what I'm saying is, once you click on this, the person's name will appear, okay? Wait, can you see my screen?
I think I see your screen.
Yeah. So when you click on this, right, you will be able to. So as soon as we click on this, we are going to see it will just open that small little like thing. It will have the name of the person. It will have like the observations there itself, etc. Then the second person, letter A, his observations, what medication was given to him, other things will be there. Now here itself, I'm saying what we can do is we can add an edit button here, like simple, like a pen option, like a pen. So that if you want to edit things, you can edit it over there.
I like
Why
that.
to create a separate everything altogether is what my thought is.
I like that edit option. So you can edit their daily observation needs, their medicine, their schedule, and abnormal or normal behavior, incidental behavior.
Should we have the date also and the time?
Yes, please.
Yeah, date and time should also be added here so that we know what was the last records added. Okay, when was the last records added? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this can be, this can be this. Fine. So when we open it, this is how it's going to appear, and there you'll see all the details. We have an edit button over here to edit the new things, along with the date and time will appear so that you know when was the last edit happened. And if you click on F, it will open the details and you will be able to see all the reports. Okay, so that it's not too heavy also. Okay, for that now, the first thing is we will have to add some database. How do we get that database? We are going to add the database. I'm seeing we can use Firebase for that.
Yeah, Firebase. I was about to say that. Firebase.
Or if you have the real database, we can also attach that. But it's going to be, of course, you have to have a proper system for that, adding the database from some.
No, I don't have access to people's names right now. Let's set something up with Firebase.
Keep on adding. Okay, by the way, do we also have a place where we add clients?
I thought that was the same. That was going to happen right here, too. Could we do that right here?
Yeah,
too?
We'll need that because if you're adding.
Okay.
So let me open the client.
So I guess it would be a button called Add, maybe.
Somewhere here.
Yeah, somewhere there. But that's where the back button is.
Yeah, we can have it somewhere here. We can add it anywhere here. So if you click on the add, a page, a pop-up can appear, just a normal pop-up where you type in the client details, type the name. What are the things that we should have? I have to note down a lot of things because we are discussing a lot of things. It will just go.
Uh,
Wait, let me note down. Number one, in the client screen,
in the clients,
add
Add-
a client.
add new
Just
client.
Can you mention and tell me, add a client, what are the things that we need? Of course, the name,
we need the name,
age,
the age, the location, the Asperger's diagnosis,
okay,
different diagnosis, Asperger's or different diagnosis.
okay.
And we would also have the medication, if medication.
Yeah, what medication?
Yeah.
Medication history.
Medication history. And
Yeah, I think.
maybe
good
doctor
enough.
or medical provider.
Oh,
Yeah. Maybe doctor or medical provider.
yeah. So name, age, location, Asperger's diagnosis or different diagnosis, medication history, medical or doctor or provider, right?
Yeah.
So all these information. So we'll have an add a client button, that's just like a small little button on the side that will help us add the clients. And as we keep on adding clients, we should be able to see it over here, right? We'll be able to see that client details. And then when you click on that, you will see the current, and of course, if there are changes that are being made by the nurses, you're going to see those as well, right? The edits.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So as soon as you click on the name, let me write that on the click of the alphabet, clients will appear, and clients will appear on clicking the client name. What do you get? You get the records. On clicking the client name, we get the records. Okay, noted. And now in that also, what do we need? We need to have an edit button for editing the reports. Add a edit button
Yeah.
for
changing
or
records.
editing. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. And other things, medication history, we need a button, or do we? Is this going to be all one button with a form with different,
When we click on the person's name, we are just going to see the things that you told me before. What were those in your message? When we click on the person's name, we are going to see the behavioral observations, medical administration.
Oh no, not again. Oh